Dear ones, today, we have an open portal. Think about it. What is a portal? It is a communication between this world, this dimension, and the higher dimensions. Imagine what would this portal look like today? And what does this portal mean? Let's imagine that the planet has a layer that surrounds it in the third dimension. You are in it. Remember, I already said that the planets have layers, and the fifth dimension layer exists on this planet because it was already there once. So this layer is above what you see, above what you live. All beings of light that are here around your planet are in this fifth dimension layer because they feel good there. They resonate perfectly with the frequencies that are there. Not that there are no beings of even higher dimensions, yes there are. But the fifth dimension is pleasing to them. They don't suffer, nor do they have to make much effort to stay in the fifth dimension. So when we say to you, today there is a great portal, what happens? You know that here in the third dimension, you have an energy frequency that corresponds to this dimension. Frequency of low vibration feelings, which are the feelings that nourish the third dimension. It is the feelings that keep the third dimension stronger and stronger. Because the lower you vibrate, the more that dimension gets stronger. Yes, that is exactly how it is. So when we say, keep your vibrations high, vibrate light, it is for you to begin to break this power of the third dimension itself. Begin to emanate a lot of light. And as you are already evolved souls, the light that you emit is much stronger than those beings that are exclusively here in third. They also emit light, more at a lower intensity due to the soul's own evolution. So you who are already evolved souls, you can emanate more light. Thereby you remove the power of this dimension that you live in. Although you think everything is getting worse, if everything was really worse, I don't know what your world would be like. Gaia needs to act on some points, but she has been quite controlled in the things she does, because if she were to actually cause something with the energy that was on her planet, many would already be gone. The trams would not be able to take so many people. This is all being controlled by your energy. So my brothers, do not be interpreting that your actions are being in vain because you see the world in the same way. You see the world through your little lens. Start to see the world in a larger perspective. Start to see the world from the perspective of Gaia, and you will notice that a lot is happening, but nothing of a high proportions. So you are managing to control Gaia. Gaia is feeling loved. Gaia is feeling respected. So she hasn't been acting so angry. She has been well controlled. So back to the subject of portals. What do these portals do to the planet? As I said, you have an atmosphere, let's say, of energy that contains the third dimension. So when these portals are opened, small ones, I will say holes for you to understand. But of course this is not the case. But it is as if they were small holes. that open outside this ball that limits the third dimension. Of course, there is no ball, I'm just trying to show you what happens. There is a delimitation. How it is or is not, it is not important. The important thing is that the third dimension is limited because inside there are frequencies that vibrate at a certain speed. Everything there vibrates at a certain frequency. Outside there, another dimension begins, which vibrates at another frequency. So it's like worlds within worlds. So when these portals happen, these holes are opened. No, don't think that the energy of third contaminates the fifth. On the contrary, think about it. The greater the dimension, the greater the frequency, the greater the force of the energy. So when these holes are opened, it is not the energy of the third that leaks into the energy of the fifth. It's the opposite. It is all that fifth dimension energy, which starts to act within this third dimension field. Doing what? Bringing more light, bringing more positive energy, thus increasing the energies of your planet more and more. It's like, let's put it very easily. You have a ball that is your third dimension and you are inside it. Let's say that above your planet, there are several layers. Let's take an example. I like examples very much, so that you understand what I mean. Within this third dimension layer you have sublayers. So, let's say that the closest to the planet you have a frequency value of 0, which is the soil of Gaia, so to speak. And then you live on a frequency of 10. It doesn't matter the unit. I am not concerned with physics. The total frequency of the third dimension varies from 0 to 100. So this big ball from the third dimension that surrounds the planet has a value of 100. And it is subdivided into 10 layers. So each layer has a value of 10. So today you are living a hypothesis. In the first layer, you're down there. There a large portal opens. When this portal opens, these layers are practically diluted. They temporarily cease to exist. And there a lot of energy enters. A lot of energy, a lot of energy, a lot of energy. When the portal closes, these layers rearrange. And that quantum of energy that entered will determine to what layer you will be contained. For example, I said that you were in the layer that had a value of 10 and there was a lot of energy. Many raised the frequency of this vibration, of this dimension, that you are into 30. So what happened? The second layer is gone and you start to live within a layer of 30. You have evolved. But the world remains the same. Yes, you are still in the third dimension. But the frequencies have gone up. It is what we call frequency octaves. You went up an octave, or 2 octaves. In this case, it was 2 because you went from 10 to 30, and remember that each one was worth 10. So this is what happens when these portals are opened. Much energy enters and is absorbed. by this layer of the third dimension, and it determines how many octaves you go up. Of course, nothing is that simple, but it is to explain to you what happens. When we speak of a dimension, it is not quite the same, it has layers, in which the whole rises over time. It is where it allows you to evolve. You don't jump from third to fifth at once. You skip octaves, you rise slowly. But as a whole, we're talking about the planet here. So you rise as a whole. And what is happening to Gaia? Each portal that opens, more energy enters, and you gain a few more octaves. You are going up, although apparently everything is the same, nothing has changed. Everything is the same way. Nothing has changed. No, it did change. Only you don't see it, and then it reflects where? It reflects exactly on Gaia. And it also reflects on you, because more dirt gets out. I already told you it's like you are a body, and there is a balloon around you. So you are several little balloons walking around a planet. Each incoming energy squeezes that balloon. Inside that balloon is what? There are all those feelings that you have to deal with, all those feelings that you have to face, that you have to solve. So every time energy enters, you are compressed against the wall, in order for these feelings to come out. And they all come to your face. And then you have to live with them until they are fully released. So you are literally being squeezed against the wall so that all the dirt that is inside comes out. All the dirt that is in your hearts and minds and in your soul gets out. So what happens? You are also going up small octaves. Every step you take towards the fifth dimension is an octave that you go up. You are also going up in those octaves. My brothers, nothing is stopped. This is what we want you to understand. It has not stopped. Things are happening, just not physically. But you see, you feel that you are changing a lot, because you are reaching higher octaves. So my brothers, don't be discouraged. Do not think that we are talking to deceive you. They are saying that to keep us in line. No, because we know what's going on, and with each portal you go up a little bit more. When you reach the last octave of the third dimension, you will move to the fifth naturally, without a major energy change. This is what you are doing. You are climbing stairs. It is as if you are climbing a mountain. What happens to climbers? With each meter they climb, they find it more difficult to breathe. And then they need time to adapt to that air. And then they walk a little further. But they are adapting. It is difficult, but they adapt. And so it is with you. With every octave you go up, more problems appear for you to deal with. Great. And then you go through all that cleaning and go up a little bit more until you reach the top of the mountain, where it will be very difficult for you to endure, because you are already on the final stretch to reach the top of the mountain, the top of the third dimension. So my brothers, don't think that nothing is happening. Everything is happening. And with each portal more energy is coming in and more octaves are going up. That's what I've been saying to you. Time is passing. Each day is one day less. It all depends on your vibration. If those who have a mission emanate light and become pillars will evolve from day to day. As long as you vibrate enough, the path continues. Do you understand now when I say there will be a deadline? The deadline is when you are all in the last octave, when you all reach this maximum frequency of the third dimension and are ready to evolve. His is the deadline which you can reach at any time. Any time. Now there is a time when the energies will reach the planet in such a way that you will be risen abruptly whether you're ready or not. And when raised you will evolve. So notice that your work is very important because you are pulling the whole planet, you are helping Gaia to rise in the octaves and getting closer and closer to the last one, which is the limit of the third dimension. So my brothers, do not be discouraged. Continue the journey and get stronger and stronger because you are part of that process. Whoever resonates with all that is being said is part of this process, and you are the ones who are evolving the planet before anyone there thinks. So we are one of the 144,000. My brothers, you are billions. Let's do some math. You are billions. It would be necessary that each of these 144,000 to be a giant of light, seen from anywhere in the universe, to generate the energy necessary for Gaia to ascend. Yes, the 144,000 are on the planet ready to act at the right time. But it's not just them. It's not just them. They alone will not succeed. So you are part of this large group. It may be that there are among you 144,000. I don't say no. The vast majority of you are not. You are part of a large group that will be the second layer after them, and a very extensive layer because everything on the planet is involved. So my brothers, do your parts. Fulfill your roles, those roles that you took on when you incarnated in this time. You said to the Karmic Council, I want to participate in this process. I want to be a pillar of light. Very well. So be pillars of light. Solve your problems, raise your vibrations. Prepare each day more, for you do not know how much remains for this last octave of the third dimension. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So my brothers, let's do the part for each of you. We will continue to emanate light, helping Gaia to rise more and more, and you also rise more and more in the octaves. And then the process accelerates and everything happens quickly. Things don't happen because we haven't found, as I will say, the right environment for them to happen yet. Our idea is not to cause chaos because it will no longer be easy. And if we do it in such a way to create chaos, we will lose all credibility. So we have to do everything very carefully very lovingly, very calmly, without the despair you have. You want everything to happen soon. The results do not matter. And we think exactly the opposite. We think about the results before. We act because they are the ones who will give us the subsidy for you to evolve, so that we can do what has to be done for you to evolve. That's why we're so cautious. That's why we're taking so long to make things happen. So my brothers, more and more, we are close to the big day. Each day is one less day. But things are not up to us, it depends on you. It depends on the energy that you are emanating. Because you will be the ones to handle the whole process when it starts. You cannot be afraid. You have to trust everything we talk about. You cannot be afraid. You cannot be suspicious. You have to believe without seeing, no evidence. Just believe what resonates in your hearts. Remain believers in what we are talking about, and you will certainly not regret it. Do not worry that you haven't received anything with this portal, because you have received the energies. It is not something you choose. I will receive or I will not receive the energy from the portal. You have no choice. Everyone receives, and you have received a great load of energy today and continue to receive, because the portal takes a while to close. It is not something that opens quickly and closes quickly. It has been opening for a few days now to reach its peak today. So it takes a while to close as well. And you will continue to receive these energies. So don't worry about not having done your own ritual to receive this. There is no problem, because you have received your quantum of energy, and if you are prepared, you have certainly evolved a little bit, a little octave on your journey, on that mountain you are climbing. So my brothers, faith, trust, strength, light, love, that's all you have to emanate. The rest, leave it. Do not struggle with what happens in your world. Ignore. I am not saying that you have to ignore each other's suffering. That's not what I'm saying. I am telling you to ignore the provocations, those things that come from your world exactly to get you off your feet, to shake you, to decrease the vibrations that you have already achieved. This you have to ignore. Listen, but don't listen. If you hear something and you realize that it didn't do you good, emanate. I am light. I am light. End it. You have raised your vibration again. And that was gone, in the midst of your words was gone. Start practicing it. Every time you feel swayed by something, by an event, repeat this phrase 3 times. I am light. If you gain this habit, you will see that little by little your own body and mind will automatically ignore some things. People will speak beside you and you will be okay, and that will not shake you. You will pass by. So my brothers, enjoy the energies. Do your meditations. Connect with Gaia. Connect with the incoming energy. Let it flow into your body and balance. With Gaia's energy, you will feel the size of the vibration that will pass through your bodies. It's huge. So enjoy. Do this experience. Sit down and connect with Gaia and the incoming light energies, and you will feel your body vibrate. And this is very good because as the energy flows through your body, it takes everything bad that may be there. See yourself breathing that light, and as you exhale, see a great dark smoke coming out of your body, releasing all that is not good and that is stagnant in there. Breathe energy, my brothers, breathe light. Emanate energy, emanate light. And the journey continues. I am the Archangel Michael. I'm here ready to help each one of you to climb this mountain. When you feel difficult, call me. And always see me one step up, extending my hand so that you can climb safely. Peace be with you. Thank you for watching.